so we're starting in child's pose. So as you get comfortable in the position, start focusing on your breath. Allow each inhale to come in, and then exhale out any stress or tension that you may be feeling. With each breath, try to let your muscles sink down into the ground and feel the earth supporting them. And let go of any stress or tension that you may be dealing with from this past week or today. Try to even out your inhales and exhales. And if at any time during today's practice you start to have thoughts coming into your head, just bring your focus back to your breath. If you have a lot of tension in your neck or traps or you're sore, you can rock your forehead from side to side. It'll give you a little bit of a release. We're going to now reach to the right side to kind of stretch out that side. Take 2 more breaths, and then you can reach to the left. Take 2 more inhales and exhales, and then reach back to center. Slowly as you're ready, you can make your way to a comfortable seated position. So if at any time, again, you can't see or hear me, just let me know. We're going to start off with a shoulder opener and release. So it'll be a seated cat-cow. So we'll just start, we'll inhale our arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up again, reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling, making sure you have a straight spine. Exhale down. So we're going to take our hands, interlock them forward, stretch out. And then on your next inhale, release. And we're going to do the same thing, reach behind. So you can see me. And you're pushing so your shoulder blades are going together, feeling that stretch. Exhale and release. Again, we'll go forward. And while we're sitting in this position, make sure that you are engaging your core by having your belly button go towards your spine and continuing to keep that straight spine. Release. You can shake it out, and then we'll do one more time towards the back. So again, your hands are interlaced, and you're trying to get your shoulder blades to touch. We'll take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, release and shake it out. So we're going to inhale our arms up again. Exhale and twist to the right, placing your left hand on your right knee and your right hand slightly behind you. Do a slight spinal twist. With each exhale, you can twist a little bit more behind you. On your next inhale, we'll lift our arms up. Exhale to the other side. Placing that right knee or right hand on the left knee, the left arm behind us, and continuing to twist a little bit more with each exhale. Next inhale, and you'll inhale your arms up. Exhale, release to the ground. So you're going to next meet me in tabletop. So for tabletop, you get on your hands and knees. You want to make sure your knees are hip width apart. And then placing your wrist right under your shoulders. Keeping our spine straight. We're going to inhale, lift our head up, sink our belly down, getting that curve in the spine. And then as we exhale, we slowly curve up. Looking down. Again, inhale up. Exhale down, moving slowly with your breath. We'll go through about 3 more breaths of cat-cow on our own. Letting your breath guide you as you flow. On your next inhale, you can meet me back in tabletop. From here, we're going to curl our toes under and exhale as we lift up into downward dog. So for down dog, we want to make sure we're looking in between our legs and pressing back to feel that release in our upper body. You do not need to feel like your heels need to touch the ground. You can have a slight bend in your knee to further that release in your low back. Now, as we breathe here, we can pedal our right and left leg to feel that stretch and release in our calf. Again, continuing to breathe. On your next inhale, look forward, and then simply walk your feet to meet in between your hands. And then we'll inhale all the way up to a standing position. Exhale, arms down. So from here, we're going to go through a little bit of a sun salutation just to get our muscles warmed up. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. From here, you can grab your opposite elbows with your hands and just hang a little bit in ragdoll. Swaying left and right, maybe shaking your head yes and no. When you're ready, you can release your hands and we'll just hold this forward fold. Again, during the forward fold, you can have a slight bend in your knees. We're trying to get our chest to our thighs. We're going to inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Next, inhale all the way up, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Next, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, making sure our hands are either above or below our knees. Exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to step our feet back into a high plank. In the high plank, again, we want a straight spine, having our belly button in to embrace our core. You can pretend a string is holding your belly button to the ceiling, and then the string is holding your hips to the floor. We're going to shift forward and exhale, slowly release to the ground. From here, we're going to inhale up to a cobra, feeling that stretch in our back. And then as we exhale, fold your toes under into that down dog. Again, you can pedal your legs as we breathe here. On your next inhale, look forward. And then exhale, walk your feet up to meet your hands at the front of your mat. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, so from here, we're going to take a few standing stretches. So we're going to start off, you're going to want your feet a little bit wider than hip width. We're going to do a standing forward fold, wide-legged. So some options are, you can either just place your hands down in front of you, or if you want further opening, you can grasp your hands behind you, kind of like we did earlier in that seated cat-cow. So, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Again, your knees can have a slight bend in them. We're looking directly behind us and between our legs. Continue to breathe here. If you want to feel that opening, just kind of let gravity pull your arms. Again, you can shake your head yes or no to feel that release. We'll hold here for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, come back up, shake it out. All right, so we're going to continue working. Is there anything specific that you guys want to stretch? Here, I can unmute you. Do you guys have anything specific you want to work on?
I have really tight, like, iliopsoas, like hip flexors. So I was looking for something like that.
Perfect. That's what I have to do too. Don't we all, right?
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, so we're going to start off in a lizard pose. So you can just get on the ground, honestly, on your knees. We're going to start with our right foot. You can plant your hands on either side. And then just get up into that lunge. Main thing here is, again, we don't want our knee going over that front toe. If you want a deeper release in that left hip, squeeze your glute and you'll actually feel, so squeeze your left glute and you'll actually feel the front hip stretching more. On your next exhale, release that left knee down. And then we're just going to switch to the other side. So now we'll bend that left knee. Plant our hands on either side. And then bring our leg straight as we bring our heel up. This time feeling the stretch in our right hip flexor. Again, squeezing that right glute. And being careful not to collapse on top of that knee. We still want a straight spine and keeping that core engaged. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can bring that knee forward a little more, again, making sure you don't go over your toes. On your next exhale, release. All right, from there, we're going to do another version. So we're going to start, again, stretching that left one. So we just want to bring our right hip up. Or right knee up. You can put your leg, if you want a deeper stretch, you can have your left toe pointing in a little. We're just going to slightly in this position, tuck our pelvis under, squeeze that left glute, and you should start to feel that release. To further it up your psoas, just inhale your arm up, left arm. You can use your right arm on your hip, just hang out here, and then you can slowly reach over. Make sure you're only deepening that stretch on the exhale. And if this is too much or you're uncomfortable, just drop that left hand. Continue breathing. And then exhale, release. We're going to switch. So this time, bringing that left leg up, we'll do the right hip. Again, I like to have my right foot in a little bit at like a 45-degree angle just to get a deeper stretch. So just slowly start to engage that right glute. Tuck that pelvis under. You should feel that stretch. Inhale your arm up. And then you can exhale, lean over a little bit and deepen that stretch. Again, we don't want our left knee going over our left toe. Feel free to let your neck hang a little bit, just lean into it. And continue to keep your core engaged. With every exhale, I kind of like to imagine the tension leaving my body and let that muscle loosen up. On your next exhale, release. So from here, we're just going to go into some seated poses. So start off, meet me in a seated position. So we're just going to have our legs out straight in front of us, our toes flexed up. We're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale, bend forward. If you can use your peace sign fingers to grab your big toes. And you do not need straight knees. You can have a slight bend. You'll still feel that stretch in your legs, but you'll also get a release in your lower back. If you want more of a calf stretch, you can actually pull your big toe back a little bit. And just breathe as we release. Take 2 more breaths here, and then we'll release. Take it out a little bit. Now we're going to do the same thing, one leg at a time. So I want you to bring your left leg in, but I want you to keep that right leg straight out in front of you. We'll inhale our arms up, keeping that flat back, lean forward. So in this position, you want to make sure that you're keeping your hips aligned, not bringing one forward. To deepen that stretch, you can even imagine bringing your right hip backwards. Take 2 more breaths on your own, and then release. All right, we're going to do the same thing, other leg. So bring that right leg bent. Keep your left foot point flexed. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Again, you can have a slight bend in that knee. Making sure we're still breathing as we hold these stretches. Stay here for 2 more breaths, and then we'll release. All right, so we're going to do a very similar stretch, but this time we're actually going to use it to release our lower back. So this time we want our right leg out to the side. Again, bending that left knee in. Keeping that foot flexed. We're gonna inhale up. And then exhale as we just arc over. So I actually feel this more on my inner thigh and then the lower back on my left side. For anyone that's working from home or sitting all day, stretching out this lower back every day is super beneficial. We'll hold this for 2 more breaths, and then we'll inhale as we release. All right, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Inhaling our arms up. Exhale, arc down. We'll hold this for 2 more breaths, and then we'll release. All right, I just have to pause the Zoom recording.